What's up you guys, Charles here and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Now in today's video we're going to go through 8 steps in which you can improve your credit score. Now before we go any further on with this video, you need to go to Experian.com now and file for a free credit report. In this report they'll tell you what you're doing well in and what you're doing bad in, and it'll give you way more steps than I will be able to give you in this video. Now that I got that over with, we can now go for step 1. You need to financially de-link yourself from anyone you've been linked with in the past. So this, for example, could be if you were married and had a joint savings account or something, then your credit scores will be linked, and if that person has a bad credit score, it will in turn give you a bad credit score. Now for step 2, get on the electoral roll. So for those that don't know what the electoral roll is, it's essentially registering to vote. And the reason it improves your credit score is because when the credit companies, for example Experian or Equifax or TransUnion, do a credit report on you, they need to know that you're a real person and you're not going to run away with their money, for example. The third step, and this is mainly for if you have a thin credit file, so you're probably young and don't have a lot of credit history, is to become an authorized user on either your parents' credit card or anyone in your family or friends maybe that have a good credit score and good credit history, because that means you can link yourself to them and essentially piggyback their good credit score. Now as I explained in my first point, it then means that you'll be financially linked to them, so you need to make sure and you need to trust them in the fact that they're never going to make bad credit decisions which would then in turn impact you. But if you're just starting off and you need someone with a good credit score to piggyback on, I would consider doing that. The fourth step is one of the most important and applies for any type of debt ever, is don't miss your payments. Whether you're on an overdraft from a student bank account or a credit card, you should never miss your payment, because that will impact your credit score for up to 6 years. On top of that, it will be extremely hard to get loans in the future. If you're new to this channel, you know that you should never spend more than you earn. But if you do somehow and you have to make a late payment, you can sometimes call up your credit provider and they will allow you to, instead of miss a payment, delay it a bit so that it doesn't mark your credit history. Fifth step is to pay off any of your debt, especially the high interest ones, because those can cripple you very fast. By paying off your debt, it shows that you can use credit well. Now also, if you can, you should always pay more than the minimum repayments. For example, if you need to pay a minimum repayment on a credit card, you need to pay more than that. The reason being is it shows lenders once again that you are getting better with your debt and you are getting rid of it. Now if you're stuck in high interest credit card debt, there are techniques like moving your debt from one credit card with a high interest rate to another one which also has a high interest rate but less high, which means in the long term you'll be paying back less. You can look that up online. I'm not going to go over it because it's quite an extensive topic. Now for the 6th step, and perhaps the most important step of all, is to smash that like button, because it really helps me and the channel reach other people. Now that you've absolutely destroyed the like button, we can go on to the actual 6th step. Get a credit building card. You can find them online, there's loads of them and there's loads of reviews of the best cards to get. I'm probably going to do one in the near future, so subscribe and hit the bell button so that you can know when I post that video. Credit building cards are mainly for people that don't have any credit history. Whilst using these cards, you should normally go not over 25% of what they allow you in the overdraft, and make sure you pay it back in full every month and never miss the payment. The reason you shouldn't pay more than 25% is if you're paying a lot and using a lot of your overdraft, it shows lenders that you're desperate for money and that can affect your credit score. Step 7 is to make sure that when you're making applications for any sort of credit or debt, you make them spaced out, because if you're applying to a lot of them in short periods of time and you get declined by the first one, that will affect your credit score and make you even less likely to get accepted by the second one, which then makes it even worse for the third one, and so on and so on, and then all of a sudden you're in a vicious cycle where you can't get out of your bad credit score. For the final step is to go to Experian.com again and sign up for Experian Boost. Essentially, it allows you to put your mobile phone contracts as well as utilities, so for example gas contract or TV contract or broadband contracts, things like that, and that allows you to build a credit history, and you'll already likely be doing it, so that just helps. Now don't get me wrong, I am well aware that there are other big credit score providers such as Equifax and TransUnion, and you should go to their websites also and get a credit report so that you can get a great credit score on both on all three of Experian, Equifax and TransUnion. But the reason I talk mainly about Experian is they are the most established and biggest one within that industry, and most lenders go to Experian to get your credit score and credit history. So the likelihood is that if you have a good Experian credit score, you will be well off. If you've gained any value from this video, I'd really appreciate it. If you haven't already, just gently tap that like button and subscribe if you want more videos on how to build your credit, student finance, managing money, investing and saving. That's mainly what the channel's about, and see you next time. I do want to give a full disclaimer before you leave this video, and everything I said on this video is true, but it's not financial advice, it's just my opinion.